All right, we're live. What's going on, D-Bags? Hope you guys are doing well. We're back here again with another episode of the Detox Podcast, episode 299 to be exact. If you're new here and enjoy music, podcasts, comedy, or hooping videos, do consider subscribing. We've got a whole bunch of that stuff going on around here. When you do subscribe, leave a like or hang out with us in the live chat like you're going to do today. Helps us share conversations and laughs like this with more people. So do consider doing that. Helps us out a ton. Now, before I can introduce you guys to my guest this week, I got to talk to you guys a little bit about vacations. It's that time of the year. I guess I thought it was going to be spring. It's slowly approaching spring. It should have been a couple weeks ago, but here we are. It's still kind of cold, and there's no better place to enjoy that cold, or as it does warm up, than today's video sponsor, Alpine House 2. Alpine House 2 is a classic Swiss chalet A-frame duplex with a log cabin interior. They've got a whole bunch of arcade games and other fun stuff inside the cabin. But if you're more interested in what's outside the cabin, it's located in Iron River, Michigan, which is beautiful if you've never been. Directly across the street from the Ski Berlay Resort in Iron River, Michigan. Surrounded by forests, lakes, rivers, and more. Iron River is beautiful this time of the year. It's going to be even more beautiful in the summertime when you can hike a little bit, so you can get a head start on Airbnb and check out Alpine House 2. Or you can go to @AlpineHouse2 on Instagram. That's @ALPINEHAUS2 on Instagram. Tell them Darren, Rita, Detox sent you. And start booking that vacation because you deserve it. Now, shout out to Alpine House 2 for sponsoring another episode of the show. With all that good stuff out of the way, we got to give a very, very wet Detox welcome to comedian Aaron Clark. He's here in the building. What's happening, dog?
Hey, gang.
How are you?
I'm doing well, buddy.
Oh, I got to turn... God damn it, man. I keep doing that. 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row I did that. That's, we're flying by the seat of our pants here.
I was picking something with my teeth.
But we're here. We're here. We were talking before we went live, man, that you're a baseball guy.
Yeah.
And it's opening day today. Or this week is opening week.
Thursday, I think. Yeah.
I'm not a baseball guy. So I didn't. Yeah. In case you didn't tell.
Yeah.
What's going on? What should we know? Us non-baseball lovers, what should we know about opening week? Is there anything going on crazy?
I don't know. What is it? I read like the Radio Milwaukee on Milwaukee article. They released all the dope like theme nights that I was going. I'm not gonna. I was going back and forth on like I had a gig, an out of town gig that that my fiance pulled up. She's like, they're doing Brewers hockey jersey night, and like we've always said, like that's a fucking dope swag giveaway. And she's just like, where are you again? And I was just like, I was just like, I don't want to do. I was like, I can't do the thing. No, I was like, I'm gonna stay strong. I'm gonna stay strong.
Yeah.
gonna do the gig.
Yeah, tell her to go get it.
Yeah. She's like, okay. She made the joke. She's like, okay, I'll pay $50 just to go get the jersey.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
I don't know. Yeah,
dude, so they give you a hockey jersey version, like a Brewers.
Yeah,
dude,
those are sweet. Yeah,
that
if you've ever
sick.
seen the Bucks ones, they're amazing.
I have
they're
heard
the
the Bucks
coolest.
one,
Yeah. Like it's I don't know. I like the just the dope variations.
Do they give them? Is it with the ticket?
Or
is it like you can
some of them are like first, I don't know, like 5,000, 10,000, whatever. It depends on what they're giving away.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, I remember the first game I ever went to. I'm a White Sox fan, diehard.
Okay.
So yeah,
I'm a Cubs fan. I don't care though.
Let's go.
I don't care.
I know.
So, yeah.
Like most
they were terrible
like
for
most
my
Cub
whole life.
Like most Cub fans, most of the time.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I did not get. You should see my mom pretended to be a Cubs fan all of a sudden the year that they won the World Series. Like that year, all of a sudden she's going to games and she's like, yeah, I really think
my
this
mom
is the
was
year.
a bit of a turncoat fan.
Yeah.
Like in 2003 when they came really close, she was like, go Cubbies, and then 2005 she was like, because me and my dad, my dad raised me to be a Sox fan. His whole side of the family was, so she was on board with that. But then I loved it, dude. I was all on with the 2016 run. That was great. But it's like, oh, now we're back to regular schedule programming.
Now we're back to no one caring, right? Yeah.
I used to actually, like, one of my summer jobs, I used to work at the Miller Brewery, like I tour guided. Just summer 2019 or whatever, and just man, like just that was it's like Cub fans are in town, like service industry, like you make more money, but like you're earning your gray hairs, dude.
Oh yeah.
Those folks are a lot, dude.
Definitely. Yeah, I used to work at a bar in Lake Geneva, and that's all Chicago people coming up every weekend, and it was
It's like,
make great money, man. But you earn it. Yeah, you earn it.
Like, what is it like? People come because Lake Geneva is the fucking Hamptons of Wisconsin or whatever. Is what they say.
It literally is.
Age-old thing.
It basically is.
Yeah, it's just so funny to see him like out of pocket, but
So we were talking before we went live though. So you mentioned your first baseball game.
Oh yeah, we're so souvenir giveaways.
So we're gonna do that a few times today. Don't worry
for
about
sure.
it. Don't feel bad.
I think they did like they used to do those like mini bat giveaways, and I'm like, that's such an insane thing that they would just get. Like my dad just like handed me just like, you know, like I was 4 years old, but I'm just like, hand this to like Sid from Toy Story, you know, like type kid. That's just
dude.
like, hand this to Bam Bam from the Flintstones and watch him just, you know,
smoke another kid like in the crowd. That's what,
or anything
himself.
like that. I don't know. Yeah, or just I'm like, they had to have like banned stuff like that from here on out.
I did always want those though. Like I remember as a kid, I only went to one like Brewers Cubs game here in Miller Park or whatever, or AmFam. I think I went to like one as a child, but I just remember seeing like friends that had that at their house. Like they had like one of those little bats. Yeah. I was like, dude, that's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
I didn't even like
it was
baseball.
like those little like Billy Club things. And I was like, I don't know, just thinking about that. It was just like, there's no like that's something that's definitely outlawed.
Yeah,
probably in modern society.
Yeah, I don't think
I don't think that's a thing anymore.
No, that makes sense though. It's same thing. Do they do the like fake little plastic hockey sticks at hockey games still?
I'm not sure.
Because I had like an Admirals one.
Yeah.
I went to an Admirals game one time.
I mean, it's plastic, cheap made.
Yeah,
you know,
that's less than like a solid piece of wood. That's
less
of a weapon.
Yeah, it was like polished wood.
Yeah, that's fair. I just guess that's safe. It is crazy that we're in the opening week though. We got some people in the live chat here saying we back. Diego says, "Let's go, Aaron. Less baseball, more funny." We're getting there, Diego. But we both were kind of joking on or clowning on sports owners before we went live.
Yeah. I don't know, just like you being a basketball guy, like just the I don't know, I don't follow. I haven't been following like too much like NBA like league, you know, like other than like just like playoff time or whatever. I'll admit I'm a fair weather fan there. I'm with.
That's like most of the world at this point.
I can keep, dude. I have so much I have like legitimately important true to home personal shit to care about.
Exactly,
now.
And I mean, here's the thing: I love the NBA, but a lot of the players don't love the NBA.
I just I'm very much like I follow my team. You know what I mean? It's like I don't hate other teams because of their colors, sort of thing. You know what I mean? It's like I had like historically, you know, I do like I know. You know what's what there, but I don't keep up with like a lot of league drama. But the Luka thing was so like that permeated it. I guess John Oliver like make jokes on his show. Like he worked a Luka joke in like one of his monologues or something like that. I saw like that on Twitter.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah,
that it's that.
It was one of those things. It wasn't like break the internet level, but it's like it's one of those things just poke through. You know, like the zeitgeist just a little bit poked its head out, you know, outside of that world.
I was seeing girls make TikToks about it, so it was big. It was like probably the biggest. I mean, everyone was saying this.
Leave Luka alone, sort of thing.
Yeah, it was like arguably like one of the biggest trades of all time in sports history.
Yeah.
at least in recent memory. Last
and
20 years.
and again, like this is how badly I felt. Like it seemed like such a bombshell sort of thing.
It was completely random. It was completely secret. There was nobody knew.
But
about
you said there was some like airy like.
Some leaks,
there's some skeletons there.
I mean, I don't know.
Spiciness.
There's obviously like the element that the angle we were kind of coming from earlier, where there is like the greed of like, okay, this guy is going to get a max deal soon. Is he the one? Like, you know, do we want to pay him? Right. That's for sure. That's a thing. But like, no team. You have Luka Doncic. Like, he's probably the most talented offensive player. And he's 25, 26 years old.
Right.
So it's like. Yeah, we're gonna pay him the max deal. We want to lock this guy in.
Why wouldn't? Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? Jersey sales alone.
Yeah.
Are gonna pay that back eventually.
Tag him, brand him.
So like there was that whole debate where people were like, maybe they just didn't want to pay the money for him. And then it came out. There was the whole smear campaign that we'll get into in a second. But the thing that was kind of fun for the internet was there was apparently like a leak that. Something with Luka Doncic, the GM or the owner, whoever made the final call to trade him.
It's usually GM.
I think it was the GM. He apparently there was some issue with his wife and Luka, where either he didn't like the way his wife's affinity
there
for
some
Luka.
Flirty eyes.
Yeah, or
Across the court.
Maybe Luka was doing it back to her. I'm not really sure. So I don't know Luka's relationship status.
I don't know. Maybe it's just a customs thing. Maybe it's just a culture.
Yeah, dude. He's just like kissed her hand or something.
Yeah.
The owner was
I don't know how long it's taken him to assimilate.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe being in LA might help him.
Yeah. And so that's what, dude. It was like that was literally there was no trade rumors about it. Like he wasn't even on the market.
So was it the GM's? Girl, is he a younger guy or is he
like will you pull up the Mavs GM?
GM's okay. If it was the owner, then it's like
the Mavs GM.
Yeah,
because he looks like a loser, dude. I can't lie, and he looks like a kind of guy that would pull that move.
Yeah.
Let's go to images real quick. Let's see that. And then you should have seen him. Oh yeah, that is him. Yeah, Tearless there.
Oh yeah, he looks like a bad talking head on Fox News or something.
Click any one of those, any one of them, man. Think about. I mean, Luca's hairline isn't great, but that is worse, man. And you got to think like he probably felt insecure. This guy is putting up 30 something a game.
Yeah.
They got a good chance. They just were in the finals last year. That's what makes no sense.
Yeah,
dude.
that's
You made
like,
the finals with this team.
There's nothing to.
That's why people are grasping at straws and being like, dude, there has to be a personal thing.
That like I don't know, like I have buddies that are like diehard Bucks. This had me thinking. I'm like, would they have done the same thing to Giannis had he not won the chip? Had he not actually brought it home?
Yeah.
I
wonder.
Yeah.
I do think in his case, or I think in Milwaukee's case specifically, Milwaukee reminds me a lot of the Bulls. I'm a Bulls fan. And it sucks balls. Being a Bulls fan.
I grew up in Chicagoland.
Right?
So like
they just want to make money. They don't really give a fuck. Reinsdorf said it. He doesn't care. Like Jerry Reinsdorf, or not? Is that way?
Brother? Here we go.
Yeah, dude. Like they don't care. They said, I forget he owns the Sox too, right? Mm-hmm. And his whole philosophy is second is better than first, because if you're second, there's no expectation of you winning.
Yeah.
But you still make almost as much money.
Happy.
Yeah.
Keep them happy enough.
Just happy enough to keep buying tickets. That's why they love the play-in.
Yeah.
The Chicago Bulls love the play-in edition of the NBA, because that means that we can be mediocre forever and still make get that extra playoff game, so people come in.
Still get the bag a little bit.
Yeah.
You still get those. Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, cool. We might hit 6th seed.
Yeah.
We'll still get those. We'll still get those hot bonuses.
Yeah. And so that really sucks. And like this guy, I mean, it's owners like this that make stupid fucking moves that I don't know that just.
I mean, like this, yeah. He's the one. Like he's like the guy that burns me up the most, because like he's I don't know how. I think he's owned the Bulls since what, like.
I think he bought him in the late 80s, right? Or maybe mid 80s,
like beginning of Jordan.
Yeah.
Like I mean, and it's like, dude, he would not. And it's like one of those things. Like I'm very like MJ rules. He is the GOAT.
Oh yeah,
and like just to have like just to. I grew up in the burbs, so I don't claim Chicago. I don't like people who do.
Yeah.
But Jordan, and like it's a huge sports scene, like in the entire area. So like Jordan was everything, So I'm like very grateful for that. But it's like had he not won 6 titles, it's like Jerry Reinsdorf hasn't won shit for nobody.
Yeah.
He's had had 1 World Series, and he lucked out because he drafted well.
Yeah.
Like he was able to get and he probably, I don't even like, he was probably cheap enough back then. He didn't want to pay for like dudes like Scottie Pippen, like for Rodman or anything like that. He never wanted to shell out. It's like his whole philosophy has always been second is fine. Like second is best.
Yeah. Just be mediocre.
It's insane to just watch him. 121 fucking losses last year. It's the worst baseball franchise there's ever been.
Really?
Like, yeah, colossal. The
Sox, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I thought, so I don't follow baseball, but I just remember hearing like one of my friends being like, dude, they're basically paying you to go to these fucking games. No one wants to go to these games. It was like you were getting like a free 2 hot dogs, 2 beers, with like a ticket, even if you bought like a bleachers ticket, like all the way in the fucking rafters.
You want to know something? The best way I can describe it for people like for non-sports people, because my fiance pointed this out to me, that Simone Biles, this was the Olympics was last summer, right? Yeah. So she's I don't know, she just broke. I think she just broke the record for highest jump ever in a gym.
She's breaking something.
I'm butchering this.
Yeah.
She literally broke a record, a Guinness World Record of like jumping, like doing her routine. Like she jumped higher than any human ever.
Yeah.
In a competition, and she flew back because she was booked to throw out first pitch for the White Sox game. So like she's a national hero. And like just because like you have to fulfill bookings, it's like the same thing of like comics, like or bands that are like really starting to hit it big because they have that radio single, but they still have to play. Like it's like, oh, they could be doing the Forum or the Riverside, but they got to do the rave. Like they're just like they got to fulfill the date.
Yeah.
So she had the date to fulfill. So she had to throw out the first pitch. Man, I swear to like 1,200 people. Wow. I'm not kidding. They couldn't draw for an Olympic hero.
Yeah.
For the greatest for the more I think she is the most decorated. If not,
she's the best. Ever.
Yeah, if not, she's second most decorated or whatever. It doesn't matter. She's a national hero. She's an icon.
Yeah,
can't draw, like she can't pull him out.
Wow.
That's
No
how
one
much
wants
the
to be
South.
at that.
That's how vengeful the South Side can be. Man.
I respect that though. That's what pisses me off about Bulls.
There's a lot of people that are like just like, yeah, I don't. Is that
They still go to the fucking games,
yeah, because
dude.
they're good at because people are
Because
satisfied.
United Center is awesome. It is
United
awesome.
Center is
I
a fun ass place to watch a game, not a fun place to watch a concert.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I actually do believe that. I've
It's
never been
it's
for
too
a concert.
tall. It's too tall for live music.
Fair.
Personally.
But that's what I hate that, and it pisses me off that they keep going. But I guess to bring it back to like, would they have done that to Giannis, right? The whole Luka thing. It's like the only reason I think that they wouldn't is because I feel like they're like Chicago, where unless he got hurt like Chicago did with D Rose when they shipped him out after he got hurt.
It gets to a certain point.
I think they would have just kept him around.
I think that's what they did with. I mean, that's what they did with Chris Middleton. I think it's like, it's like man, it's like we want to keep. Like they came up together literally like same year. It's like never been broken apart. There's never been a year where they're not on the same court together. But it's like at a certain point, it's like, man, we have to look at what is what our priorities are here.
Yeah, I think even if Giannis didn't win the title, I think he was just such a big name, and he's so great that even though they're I think the Bucks are still not a very well-ran franchise.
No.
At putting pieces together to help this guy. I think they have a chance this year. They're looking better, but I wouldn't consider them a real contender. Yeah. But like I think
wishy-washy.
Yeah, I think had he not won that, I think they would have just been like, all right, we'll just keep blowing the team up and say we have 3 more years of Giannis, and we'll keep saying, oh, next year, and then until Giannis is like 36, and then it wouldn't happen.
Yeah, they probably just would have like put the carrot on the stick.
Yeah, there's been like, well, Giannis sells enough jerseys, so we'll just keep Giannis, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's sad though. It's sad to see with the Luka thing. He wasn't on the docket at all, and all of a sudden, I do believe that LeBron knew. Everyone is like, LeBron said he didn't even know, and I'm like, no, you fucking knew. Yeah. It's LeBron. Yeah. He runs that shit.
Right.
Like he runs that shit. But yeah,
he's dictating. Yeah.
It's crazy. It is crazy. Speaking of like greed and ownership though, too. Have you seen like the biggest thing that I've seen is like so ticket prices are through the roof through every major sport right now. Especially basketball is one of the worst in my opinion. And the stadium like drinks and food have gotten so ridiculous.
Yeah. That's my one gripe with Fiserv. Like ticket prices ain't so bad. You can catch like a Tuesday game, against like whatever, like it's like a low level squad, know, like the Jazz or something like that.
Yeah.
Somebody's
and I will say the Pfizer is I like the construction of that because like the way they did it, even if you sit on the higher level, I feel like it's still a good seat. Yeah, it's still a good seat.
Yeah, but I mean like just the like getting a beer there. This is like
a beer.
I feel like I want to do the college kid thing, like sneaking the tiny bottle of Burnett's or whatever the hell, like tape it to my ankle.
Yeah, dude. Even you get like a Chick-fil-A sandwich in there. It's like triple the price of a Chick-fil-A sandwich 2 blocks away.
Honestly, the freakiest thing is like the voiceover thing when you walk in, like the robot lady voice.
Yeah.
It's like very like dystopian future.
It definitely, I can see
like, welcome to Fiserv. Like it's like welcome to Fiserv Forum. You must comply.
Yeah. It does feel like that.
That's what, like it was like my fiance and I had a moment like walking in. We're just like this fucking what the.
Are we in the Hunger Games?
Yeah,
right
like
now?
they're gonna shoot. Like look out for darts or gas.
Yeah. Holy shit, man. Yeah, I think it's crazy. The Suns owner is like the only guy I've seen, and maybe we can pull that up. The Suns ownership because nobody. The Suns suck, and they should be. They spent all this money to get these superstars. I don't know if you know, they got like Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal a couple years ago, right? So they should have won. They kind of blew up their whole team to do that, and so they sucked. And a lot of fans stopped coming to the games because they're like, "Dude, we just sold our whole future for this, and they're trash." Like Bradley Beal was like hurt the whole first year, and they just
didn't he go on like a rant or something? The Suns owner?
Yeah, I think he did. He went on a big rant about something, and then they lowered all the prices. I think it's like. I want to say a family of 5 can go to a game and eat for like less than $100.
Wow.
So I was like, that's pretty legit. At least trying to get people there. I mean, it's crazy, but I just say that's
he's earning the 2 for $20 deal.
Yeah, literally at the NBA game. But yeah, the Sox shit was crazy. I just remember hearing that like you could go there and they were like giving so much shit away because no one wants to come to a game.
Yeah, nobody does, and it's like it's not looking good either way this year.
Yeah.
They have I don't know, like they have 6 pitchers right now that have to get. I don't know if you know what Tommy John surgery is.
Yeah, I do know.
6 guys on their squad, like that. I mean, like that's the reason. That's the reason why they've tanked it for so long. They were one of the best teams at drafting. Like when I first moved to Milwaukee, I got really excited, just kind of like like just watching from afar, like. Holy shit, they drafted 6 or 7 of the best prospects, like out of like the top 100 in 2018. They just had an insane draft year.
Yeah.
And they just I don't know, they just pissed it all away. Mostly because they don't have the right like on-site staff. Not like the little stuff. Like they've never had they'll never hire a manager that'll just like do the right thing and say the right thing and make the right moves. You know, somebody who's going to be able to like challenge. You know, that's what I do think is cool about like I don't know. This is me being a hopeful Bears fan. They are they are finally bring people on board and it's like no we're going to do it this way. This is how it's going to this is how it works.
Hopefully I mean it's
the Sox major thing is like they never had good like team doctors. Like obviously they have such young guys that baseball is such a fucking weird like sport. It's like just the range of motions you're using just to swing a bat, and it's like Christian Yelich is finally I think like getting back to form. Like he had to get he had to get season-ending back surgery or like some cutting-edge thing or whatever. So like it's just not taking care of your guys. Like just not knowing how to keep people healthy for 162 games, man. You
Ridiculous
have to know
season,
you have to know like how to keep guys on ice.
Yeah, exactly. And I think like I mean you mentioned the Tommy John surgery. I had a couple friends that got that like when they were going into college. There was I was surprisingly friends with like 3 or 4 dudes that were real like baseball prodigies. Like a couple of them went D1. One of them I don't know him very well personally, but Gavin Lux, who was like played in the World Series with LA. He went to like one of our high schools we played against. So like I had buddies that trained with him and stuff, and like just the Tommy John surgery, for people that don't know, that's when it's like in your elbow, right? Or is it your elbow or your shoulder that they basically
I
like
think it's the elbow.
They take something out and basically tighten it. And
they basically take like tendons from your quad muscle, like because it's where you have the most muscle in your body. It's like your quadricep muscle, your meniscus, like your right by your ACL, meniscus, all that shit, like knee, thigh area. And so they literally take one part of your body to like fulfill another part of the body. It's like ex machina type shit. You know what I mean? It's
I've heard that like people will pitch faster for a few years, but it's sort of shortened. It's like an early death sentence. Like you're not gonna pitch as long.
It's gonna tank your career for sure. There's never been a guy to ever truly come back from it. I've heard about it. Kerry Wood, I think, was the first guy, like old Cubs pitcher. Like he's I don't know, he's freaking like 21, maybe like even 20 years old, and he threw 20 strikeouts. You know what I mean? Like 1 year, and like the next year he's just like, I just didn't throw a curveball the right way. Never learned how. Or it's just like a lot of guys like trying to throw curveballs too early. I know a kid like I grew up playing Little League. This is like 12. It's like 12 years old, and this kid, I swear to God, I believe that like this is why pitch counts are enforced so hard in like those like come up leagues, like Pop Warner shit. Because there's a kid who threw like 150 pitch, like he's 12 years old. He threw like 100 plus pitches in a game, and like it just ruined like his whole season. Like that ruins your life, man. Like that's next level. That's next level Little League dad shit. That's that's an upgraded. That's like the Bat Dad from South Park, like.
Him doing like the fusion dance with LeVar Ball. That's what that is. Yeah, dude, that's insane because you said baseball, it's like such weirdly specific movements, right?
And
like,
you're 12 years old, man. You have your puberty and your growth spurt. Like it's like you have like I had I was in 6th grade and just my ankle hurt just because I was growing taller. Like, it hurt so bad.
Yeah, dude.
I was like I did like track and field and baseball like at the same time.
I fucking
it was like so just that itself, just becoming a person is difficult.
What are the worst dads you think in Little League sports? Which sport do you think has the worst
I grew up,
dads?
I was a baseball kid, so like you'd see it the worst there.
I would
like
say
I'd see like dads come out on the pitcher's mound and like I'd see like dads call timeouts and like just grab. I did see like I umpired for like a number, probably like 6 summers, like in my hometown. And I had to stop a game, and they had to call the cops on I mean, he didn't hurt a kid, but this was insane. This is how animated, like it's how little a lot of these guys have going on in their lives. And it's like he literally grabbed another 12-year-old kid by the jersey just for not listening to him. Not his biological kid.
Just someone else's child.
Someone else's child. Mom's in the mom brought orange slices, she's gonna have to put her keys in her fist, sort of thing.
Holy shit,
like
man.
it was crazy to see. And I think it was like the second year it was my first job. I'm 18, so it's like you just have those moments like teacher, what do I do? So I'm gonna call my boss over, so like they just swarmed in, and so little league dads are my worst. What I've seen the worst.
I think basketball dads
Basketball
are
dads are
bad
bad.
too. They're bad too. I think it goes
a lot of basketball dads are coaches too.
Yeah, and I think then it's so grimy. And baseball too, but like sometimes they won't be like the head coach. They'll be like an assistant. You know, basketball it's always like somebody's dad is the head coach, and it's like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
Like somebody who's infinitely better than his son is sitting on the bench because it's like this my kid.
Yeah, it's not the barbecue dad either.
Yeah, no,
it's not.
It's never the cool dad. It's just like, yeah, it's awful. I would say it's like baseball dads are probably the worst because I played baseball too.
I've heard hockey too, but like I don't know. I didn't grow up with money. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say you gotta have money to know what that's like. So I don't know. We can't even categorize.
I have cousins that played hockey for years, and so
fair.
I've heard that. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard the hockey parents are devoted like to a level that just you can't comprehend.
I could see that because it's a more niche sport too.
It's
that
a whole
like
fucking day.
It kind of becomes your identity more than maybe another
you can't
sport.
just like go wherever, you know, just like to
can't go in the driveway and shoot, you know. I don't know how the fuck you would. I mean, maybe I don't know street hockey. I don't know, but like I think you never see like a psychotic parent at like a soccer game. Like every once in a while you see like a soccer mom, that's like like really excited that her kid got a goal.
It's the opposite. Like that's the inverse. That's the antithesis. That's the upside down.
Yeah,
like,
literally like
they're soccer mom.
Yeah, soccer mom. It's like a good thing.
Yeah.
Like she's like there for her kids and supportive.
It's
and it's like I used to go to. I ended up playing soccer a little bit too, but like later in high school. But like I used to go to one of my friends was like a child prodigy. Him and his brothers were all super talented, and so I would like go just to support them at all the games, and there would be like 6 people in the stands, but everybody was like opposing teams, all 6 of us were just cheering for the game. Like nobody was mad, nobody was upset. Like anybody was like
positive vibes.
We're here to play soccer, man. That's why it's the sport of the world, I guess.
Just letting the kids get their zoomies.
Yeah, dude.
Just let them run. Like,
they're just going back and forth.
We're just parents that are glad they're gonna be fucking tired.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Playing sports especially in Wisconsin, it's interesting. That's gotta suck playing base. I was never envious of the baseball players in Wisconsin because like I felt like every spring was so because that's when baseball season was.
Yeah.
And it was just like it just rains or it fucking snows, and then like the fields aren't good for like 2-3 weeks.
I had purely dirt. We played on a softball field for years, like until we like merged with like I grew up in kind of a hoodish area. So like we had to merge with, you know, like the other towns like Little League, you know, just because there was like low enrollment on it. But like for years we played on just a purely dirt infield. So it's like, dude, if it was like you know, those May showers, dude, or whatever. It was like that June gloom. Like it's like maybe we'll play today.
Yeah.
Like, maybe we'll learn.
Yeah, hopefully.
Maybe we'll learn skills or not. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe not, dude. Maybe not.
Yeah, and like you couldn't even you couldn't even practice for like 2 weeks. You know. Yeah. Like you just had to basically put like your fucking like wetsuit on. Yeah. Just to go catch ground balls.
Dude, I was on the news. I should have pulled this up. If I would have known we were talking baseball today, I would have pulled it up. I was on the news in Little League because I had this psychotic baseball dad coach who kept us on the field, like forced us to still come to practice even though there was tornado. We were on tornado watch. I'm not even joking. This is like a tornado watch, and if someone else can look this up, I mean, because maybe you can try to look it up. Okay, look up Little League baseball players, Wheatland, Wisconsin, tornado watch. It was the stupidest thing. And like we're just like there for like a photo op. I was so pumped. Yeah. That was like the coolest part of practice because the coach was like, "Yeah, I think TMJ Forrest's coming out," or whoever was coming out to like interview him. I'm like, "Are you proud of that?" Like that we're still like, I gotta catch like 4 grounders today. And we're gonna risk.
It was like those crazy bar owners during COVID. It's like, no, I'm not shutting down. It's like they're not coming to interview. You're not getting good clout. Right now, dude.
Exactly. They're like, I'm proud of this. I have something to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, you probably won't be able to find
wild.
It. But I'll find the clip and maybe I'll post it on socials after this or something. But it was hilarious. They're like interviewing the coach. And they're like, "Yeah, do you think it's like really necessary?" He's like, "You know, it's a watch. It's a tornado watch. Like it's not that big." It's like. Okay, man.
All right, chill, Lombardi.
Yeah, it's like Jesus Christ. It's not that serious.
It's like, all right, Phil Jackson, fucking relax, dude.
Yeah, dude, we're not playing for a fucking title. You know what's interesting when I was doing a little bit of research on you and getting ready for the show, and I was trying to remember back to the few times because I've seen you live a few times as well. Everybody, when you get in these roast battles, comes for you on the antidepressants.
Yeah.
Are you on antidepressants? Is that a thing? Is that they said they were open. I saw the one clip recently. He was joking that you're really open about it and whatever.
Yeah. I talk about mental health stuff.
Yeah.
I try not to like just make that like my thing. You know.
Sure.
Just
Yeah.
I can't make audiences too empathetic. For too long.
Have you been taking him a while? Like how
I've been college like junior year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And so you got
I'm
at
the point where it's like I'm trying to like like right now like one of my like personal like goals is like taper off meds because like dude that's such a fucking wild thing like that's I got my boomer take.
Okay, give me your boomer take.
You don't need like a lot of times like don't just listen to people in lab coats like because they'll give you something to like to make all your problems go away because you can like I don't know, it can fuck up your life like being overly medicated, dude. It's like it makes I don't know, it just kind of makes you like scared to just kind of just barrel through a lot of times.
Yeah,
and
I could see that.
Like now I'm at the point where like I'm finally trying to like just like taper off a lot of stuff just because like I don't know, it's just you just want to be able to just like just empower yourself at a certain point. You're like
sure.
I want to like jump no parachute.
Yeah.
Fuck it. You know what I mean?
What went into the decision to like finally take it? Because I know I'm someone that struggles with mental health. I write about a bunch of my songs and stuff. But
I don't know, just be like just overwhelmed. Like you're 20. I was a junior in college. I was trying to do too much. I was trying to burn the candle at both. Like that whole Aunt May, you're not Superman. Like sort of thing. But you're like, fuck it, I can do it. You just try to be a yes man and just like you over yes man yourself. I was working like at my college radio station. I was like helping. I was like onboarding to like run a department. I was working in like multiple different departments plus like class. I was working a part-time job. I was interning somewhere as well.
Yeah.
I had to live like college kid hours, like late night. I had to like do like night classes, but I also had to do like morning radio. So I was finishing. Yeah. I was like, bad insomnia also really kind of pushed it to that edge just because I don't know, you feel like you're at a breaking point. Yeah. I broke up with my first girlfriend then too, so it's just like couple a lot of things.
Yeah,
man.
dude,
I
get it.
It's really a shit tornado, perfect storm sort of thing that really just kind of pushes you to it.
Yeah, that makes sense though. I mean, like it's just I know a lot of people they get like there's a lot of people on like very polar opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to like taking meds for mental health, right? Where there's like people that are like, nah, never do that shit. Like it's natural. Get in the gym, get some sun, whatever, and like that stuff helps.
It's a hybrid, man.
Right? And then it's approach. Like, but there's also like you're kind of saying like I mean, dude, people have imbalances that they're born with. Other people like sometimes life traumatic events can happen and pile up, and it's not in your case. It sounds like maybe 3-4 different things were coming at you at the same time.
Right.
Where that is just gonna like you need something,
But it's like it gets to a certain point, like okay, you tackle it that way. You also like try to like go in full on like on a for like like a self help plan or whatever, and you're like I have to do the hard stuff too. Yeah. Like you just I gotta just eventually fucking buckle up, and then once you just learn through and you just develop just like life skills and just kind of just have like more stripes on you, then that you're like, oh, I don't need this. I don't need this like this extra like whatever like potion or whatever. I'm using video game terms. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I don't need like the
elixirs.
The elixirs or whatever like that. I don't need the resurrecting gem or whatever the fuck right now. Because I'm not that person anymore. Yeah. I'm different. Evolved. Like version. It's like I'm savvier, I'm grittier. I'm just a little bit more chiseled. It's like I have wrinkles under my eyes. I see like shout out Diego, my buddy Diego Vila. He takes really good shots for the stand-up scene. But sometimes look like the ones that don't I don't post or don't get posted well. I'm like, oh, you really caught the wrinkles there, dude. Like you catch some like a good HD photo of yourself like on a not so good day. Like, oh man, I guarantee I slept like 5 hours.
Yeah, shit, dude. That's hilarious.
Just running shit,
dude. That was what's funny about that. You mentioned that is I remember when when HD TVs were like becoming like a big deal and they were shooting sports in HD TV, and you would see like there was that. This is how terrible maybe the older men in my life were, but I remember watching football, like watching sports with older men, and right as like high definition TVs were coming out, and it would be that same thing where it'd be like a sideline reporter, and they'd be like, oh, she wasn't ready for blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. And but then you would look at her, you'd be like, oh shit, like you do look terrible.
Yeah.
Like that makeup, and it's not their fault. It's where the makeup artist was doing it for the tube TV, and now like I could see.
That's why Nixon lost the election.
Yeah, people could see him, man.
So like, I don't know, like it. Yeah, it's there. Yeah, there is. It's weird. Like
That's
there's
hilarious.
There's so much that has to go into it.
Dude, trust me, man. I edit so many hours of footage myself, and you'll catch like a thumbnail or a reaction or something, and you're like, God, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, dude.
That's what I look like.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put on like I'm gonna have to put on some like industrial grade antiperspirant shit on my fucking wedding day.
Yeah, dude. Shit, man. Which, speaking of, man, congrats. I know you just recently engaged. It's within the year, right?
Yeah. October 4th.
That's insane, man. That's super cool. And you told me before we went live that you met your now fiance through comedy.
Yeah.
How does that happen?
She used to. Also, shout out. We were right by the High Note Karaoke Lounge.
Yeah.
So for the years, too long.
Yeah.
Too long. We like floundered functioning business.
Oh, okay.
With our bullshit.
Yeah.
No, I used to be an employee, and we used to run open mics there twice a week. Reagan Niemela started it back in like 2019 when our good friend Evan Duquesne, owner, huge comedy fan, huge like supporter, like supporter of the comedy scene to a fault.
Yeah, okay.
At a certain point. He's just a huge fan. He wanted get the ball rolling there. So I took over the reins, like hosting Friday nights, and then I came on. I worked for the bar and like hosting karaoke there through the pandemic, and then shortly after, but I was still hanging out. And my fiance, she's worked in the service industry for a number of years, basically since she like graduated high school. So she worked the Tuesdays, and she also big comedy fan. She was like well aware that it's like we do this dumb shit a couple of times a week. And I think she was just like, I think she came there for like an interview, but it ended up just like becoming like on the job training. So she ended up just like running the ship, for like a random Tuesday mic, and then so just running into like Tuesday over and over again, like just the familiarity there. It was just, it was so easy to just launch right in there. It's just like, oh, I'm not scared. It's like whatever you're saying to me, like I know you genuinely, because we were also like, it was very, very dark times for comedy, just because city ordinances or whatever, we had to wear masks on stage. So it was basically just me showing up to just hang out with my dickhead friends. It was just like my outlet during the pandemic. So she was just watching me like die a slow death a lot of the times. It's like, I thought, it's like, man, I thought this would really get him. I thought this would be cutting edge. It's like, no, it's like we're kind of like pushing a boulder up a hill here. So she knew I knew how to be humble. I remember she told me that I don't know, I messed with her one night. Like I like made a joke, like she forgot to turn the open sign on or whatever. And I made that like my on stage riff, because I was like, I gotta throw anything at the wall. And she said she harbored that for like weeks, to the point where like she's like, I texted my friends, it's like, I'm gonna destroy this motherfucker's life.
Oh shit, man.
So I was like, all right, nice.
Excellent, man.
Keeping you.
There you go. The enemies to lovers.
Definite keeper.
Yeah. How did like, obviously you guys are kind of working in proximity, but like when did you maybe ask her out, or she asked you out?
We just ran into each other on I don't know, she's on the other side of the bar one night, and we just got to bullshit. And we used to so there was like a podcast studio / like hangout area in the basement for like the comics. We'd go down there, play cards and stuff like that, just like whatever, and dick around. And it's just running up back and forth there and just like shooting the shit with her. I just had a little bit too much to drink. I just didn't want to make didn't want to make an ass of myself that night. And just like, I don't know, circle back. And then she came back like that next Friday, and then it was just kind of like, all right, she was very helpful. And just because I'm always an indecisive, type of person, like sure. I never, it's like I never know when to go. So she was basically just like, here's the ball, shoot the shot, sort of thing.
Oh, she set you up.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. That's awesome, man.
So I was like, I want to do this, I want to do this right.
Yeah. Well, now here, that's crazy. Meeting her at a comic, essentially a comedy open mic.
She was a stat. Yeah, she's basically stat. Like, you know, like she's like it's like the old comedy club waitress thing or whatever. But like, it's not. You know, she probably only worked there for like 4 or 5, 6 months. But you know, but she's in that time, like she was. You know, like she was, you know, the friendly neighborhood bartender to everybody. Like so it's not been, it's been a great, you know, just kind of like blending, you know, of worlds there. Yeah. You know?
Well, now here
it's
we
like,
are.
It's
We're
very
engaged.
easy. It's just very easy. It's like, oh yeah, you guys know.
Yeah.
You guys know Katie. Like,
yeah.
I don't have to, you know.
I've heard that's a thing sometimes.
You don't have to do like the whole song and dance, you know.
Yeah, I've heard that can be a thing sometimes with the comedy scene where it's like someone starts dating somebody new, you gotta, you know, you like them, but you don't know if they're a keeper until you bring them around the comics. You got to see how they kind of.
It's a weird thing. It's like it's the weirdest, dumbest club ever, you know. But it's just like there's rules to the tribe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I get it. There's rules to every tribe.
And I don't know. She's been like ultimate backbone, you know, throughout the whole thing. I wouldn't, you know, have like things that I, you know, in life and comedy without you know, her support and approval and disapproval a lot of sometimes too.
It's good to have that too.
Yeah,
keep you on track. Yeah,
grounded, awesome. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. She's like, oh, you made it. It's like, great, you made it to the semifinals of the roast battle.
Oh shit, she'll let you know.
No, that's like I'm not putting words in her mouth.
Yeah.
Just like that sort of thing.
But so okay, like what's something we're talking about the Milwaukee comedy scene? What's something maybe specific to the Milwaukee comedy scene that we're talking rules and everything that is goofy? That because I mean you've done comedy here mostly, you said, but obviously you've done some stuff elsewhere and you've met other comics from other places. What's something if you were to just examine this tribe? What's something funny or silly that people maybe that are around the Milwaukee scene and maybe have seen you guys at shows or whatnot would be interested to know?
Goofy, as in like just
off the wall, like different. What's
fact.
Different? Yeah, what's weird about this squad?
Okay, we write, man. Like we fucking write. Like it like I don't know. It was a weird. I did like a sit down with like somebody from like the Shepherd Express or whatever, because I used to produce shows too. Yeah. And reporter, you know, we did like a Q&A about stuff there, and you know, he asked me just like about the Milwaukee scene, and I feel like when comedy really started to hit the boom, you know, it was probably like 2021, like, you know, when clubs and started reopening. It was, I mean, just social media like really just kind of like just strong armed it, really just hooked it in. Like, I remember, you know, like, so get a good YouTube clip, you know, like send a club, send a bookers, whatever, get your, you know, like get your reel, get your whatever, your 5, your 10, whatever, like that. But it never became, it's like, oh, like show content, you know what I mean? It's like the crowd work stuff. Yeah. Really just took, like, it became everything. And I feel like a lot of us just looked at it and we're like, that's gonna go away. Like that's gonna taper down a little bit. And it's like it's a good skill set to have. It's an insanely, and it's like, you know, you make yourself more likable, you know, you put yourself in the moment, that sort of thing. It's like some of the best ever, you know, can just go up and rip it. There's show formats that are like that are based around, you know, like just pulling topics out of a bucket. I used to do, like, I ran a show like that for a hot minute, like a couple of months. So like, you know, the riffing part is very instrumental in your growth, but it's like, just, you know, you got to have your fundamentals, you know what I mean? It's like that Haslow's hierarchy of needs type shit, you know. It's like, if you don't have a base, like you can't build the fucking house, you can't pick out, you know, like what type of couch you like if you don't have like good flooring. Yeah, and I think the thing, it's so interesting with the crowd work taking off the way that it did, with especially in 2021, 2022, because like all these new comics are coming out after COVID. Maybe they did write some stuff, whatever, but it's like, dude, think about how long you spend writing and like crafting a good joke, working on that joke, you know, even if it's just like 5 minutes of stuff. Yeah. If you post that clip online, now like you just burned that. So anybody that comes to see you, if you start doing that joke, they're like, wait a second, you know? So I love that crowd work has given people a way to be like, I'm not attached to this at all. I literally didn't write this. I didn't do anything. I just fucking asked some dude in the front row a stupid question. And like if it's, and it promotes you, right? If you're like a full timer, you know, and you're dependent on tour dates, it's like,
do that.
That's
But if you're working,
that's the best guerrilla marketing you could ever have.
Yeah.
Is like, come see the show. You never know what to to expect. Like one of my favorite guys, is LA guy, Adam Ray.
Yeah,
Monster.
he's hilarious. Dude,
He just did Dr. Phil at the Riverside.
Yeah.
Just like watching clips, like me, just I've done this shit for almost like a decade, but still, like, that hooked me in as if I was like just a true Green fan, like well versed, like I know my shit better than the average person, but like that hooked me in as if like I was just like
that's the most fun, right?
Yeah,
it
made me feel like I was just watching it as a fan again, and that's the really dope shit. Like, that's when you stop watching analytically and you can just watch somebody and you can just like sit back and enjoy it, and it's very subliminal. It's almost like hypnotism in a way.
Yeah,
like somebody can just be crushing, like somebody can just be murdering so hard that you just like you turn your left brain off for half a second.
Honestly, dude, it's like that with a lot of the greats, and I think it's like that a lot too, even in like a music sense, when it's like a great pop song, right? Like, it's so simple, it's so catchy, but you're just like, dude, you just like forget that like they actually had to write that. You're like, this is awesome.
Yeah,
like, you just see it again as someone, a musician. It's like, I hear when I'm listening to a song or whatever, I'm like hearing all the different instruments and how they mixed it, whatever. But every once in a while, something just hits you, and you're like, you see it as if you'd never made music before, and you're like, oh, this is all just one thing.
Yeah, and it hits you with like, you can look at it with that childhood wonder a little bit. Yeah, it's like, oh damn, like that, like, man, that goes down good.
Yeah, and that's beautiful. That's what I like. I think you make a great point that it's like the crowd work stuff is excellent, especially if you're big time. But it's if you're not
good at it, man, like, use it, use it well.
Yeah. But if you're trying to write, Joe, and you're trying to get better at that, then you need, like you said, you got to build the foundation. Like, you got to work on your stuff. You got to go to the mics. You got to do the circuit. Like, you got to do that.
Because like they're not always going to be down for it.
Yeah. And
that's what I find, like, with certain crowds, younger crowds are like they're looking for it. I think that's the Matt Rife thing of of the game right now is. Like, they're a lot of times they look forward to that as if like they're kind of just puzzled when somebody just kind of comes out and says, so I was walking down the street, and it just like launches into their hot five,
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of times Milwaukee crowds are just not like, sometimes they're just like, man, I'm fucking tired, dude. I just worked like, it's like, man, I worked 60 hours this week. I had to get a babysitter. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know if I trust that.
I don't want to participate.
It's my shithead little nephew. I don't trust, or niece or whatever. I don't trust them with it's like, I have so many thoughts in the back of my head. I had to move mountains to get here. I'm not working right now. You are.
Yeah.
Do your job.
Yeah. Entertain me. Yeah. I get that 100%. I think that's valid too.
Yeah.
Like, I think especially if you pay someone, like you're paying to come see somebody, I don't know. I would definitely feel cheated.
Just like think about it. It's like just like how much just like working. You're a busy motherfucker. Like just to have a night to yourself, like for like date night. It's like, man, just like you have to grab brass rings. Yeah. Sometimes just to make it happen. Just to have like just everything line up for you.
Yeah.
And so just imagine, I don't know, like if somebody just tried to pass you the mic, it's like you could, like, you obviously.
Sure, I might figure something out.
You virtually could.
Yeah.
But it's like, going in just like as, you're like, oh man, this is really, I'm just really want to have I just want to have a margarita and fucking relax, man.
Exactly, yeah, and especially like when you pay to go see somebody, like I want to hear what they've been working on. Like I want to hear their best stuff.
Yeah,
and that's what I went to see Bad Friends.
Yeah, I want to study.
Yeah, dude, of course. And I went to see Bad Friends like a year and a half ago, when they were here at Riverside, and Bobby Lee, like, you can't find his stand-up anywhere online. Like, there's like 5 or 6 minutes or something on YouTube that you can find of his stand-up, because he just doesn't do it. He's never filmed a special.
Yeah.
But I always love his podcast. I think he's a funny guy. I'd love to hear. Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna go see him in L.A.
Yeah.
Like, he's here. Awesome.
Yeah.
And so they broke the show down.
He's a little bit of like enigma. Like, he's a just kind of like
he's like an idea. Yeah. Like, you don't ever get to see this guy do it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm so pumped, and they broke the showdown where it was like they had Juicy and I forget who else like do like 10 minutes, and then Santino came out and did 20 minutes, and then Bobby was going to do 20 minutes, and then they were going to like do the podcast then after that. So I'm pumped that I'm going to get to see 20 minutes of these two guys that I'm huge fans of. And dude, Bobby, within like 5-6 minutes of his set, like he's setting this long joke up, and some dipshit just starts like yelling, Bobby Mom, I'm Bobby Mom, I'm Bobby Mom, like just yelling, and he's just like, oh yeah, we're gonna do it. And Bobby, and I was pissed because then Bobby just started going with this guy and like enabled him, and then someone else yelled the thing, and then he just stopped his whole bit, and he's just like, we're not gonna do it. And I was like, oh God.
That's like, crazy.
I paid money.
It's the old play Freebird.
Yeah. It's like, dude, I paid money, like I got a whole row of people here. I took off work, like come on, man.
Yeah, some
like,
people just like, I don't know, like some
people want to make a
some
comedy
people just
show
want to
about
hear.
them.
Yeah.
God, dude, it's like, especially when you're going to see a podcast, right? And I think as someone who does a comedy podcast, maybe that I'm part of the problem, but like, I understand there's inside jokes with the show, and you watch that out at your home all the time, and you can comment the same inside joke, or whatever. But it's like, these guys are also stand-up comedians. Like, that's like what they are most passionate about.
So much,
yeah. And if you're like genuinely a fan of them, you actually listen to what they do, like on their podcast. Then like, let's enjoy this other thing. You can go talk about that and comment about that on Monday.
Fresh in my brain because I just worked with a guy at Improv, Rick Glassman, LA
yeah,
guy.
He's
Hilarious, amazing podcaster. Like next level. Like if he's like somebody who's like, oh cool, like Rick's on that episode. Like he's built up a huge following, and somebody, I think, like he does like whenever he drinks, he does like the glug glug thing or whatever. I think that's the bit. But he had somebody just he was just being like, oh man, it's got to be so fucking taxing and tiring to just be heckled by your own inside jokes all the time.
Yeah, dude.
Like it's like, I worked.
I made the joke. You don't have to repeat it to me. Like, it'll come up.
I mean, I've heard the I've heard the guy from Blues Traveler will play you that song if you come up to him. But I'm like, I bet he doesn't want to.
Yeah, dude. It's like it would be essentially. It's like going to a concert, like, and just screaming like they play your favorite song, like the biggest song. Like, we're gonna get to it, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do it for you at the end.
Right.
Like, let me show you some shit first, and maybe I don't know.
That might be why Brick Crusher still does the machine. He's just like, oh fuck it, okay, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, God damn it. I can't believe they made that into a movie, man. That's
I haven't
seen it. I won't ever see it.
Probably won't. Yeah.
No, that's hilarious though.
You gotta really grip me for a comedy movie.
That's come on. Who do you think is your biggest hater? Have you thought about that ever?
Oh my God.
Who's your biggest op? If you have one.
Shit. I don't know.
Somebody came to mind.
Yeah.
Somebody popped in your head. Let it fly. Who's hating? Who's hating on Aaron? Why are they hating?
Dude, I don't know. Like this isn't like, I don't know. I don't want to toot my own horn, but like if they're hating, they're doing it more in silence than I think. I don't know.
There you go.
I'm not.
Yeah.
There has to be somebody. Yeah. Like,
show yourselves, cowards.
Yeah.
Show yourselves right now.
I can't. And part of me wants to just be like, all right, let's settle it on stage, like on the battlefield. But it's like, that's not even a way to do it.
Yeah, that would be fun. I mean, the roast battles are great.
It seems like it seems a good idea on paper, but dude, like when you watch people that truly don't like each other, like say mean shit, it's like that's said with like just like. Yeah, I can see like you foaming at the mouth. Like,
I mean, there's got to be comics that butt heads in the scene.
Butt heads, but like I don't know. You have to just be cool enough with each other to like. It's a dance. You know what I mean? It's like I think of like I love pro wrestling. I'm a diehard
pro
fan.
Wrestling. Yeah.
Lifelong fan since the Attitude Era.
Excellent.
So like roast battle can take on that sort of element. Like you can write together if it's not in a tournament setting. You know what I mean? It's like you don't show all your cards, but it's like. Before like The Rock and Stone Cold would go out and talk shit to each other, they'd be like, "Oh, I'm gonna hit point A, point B." So here's what I'm gonna list. And they'd be like, "Cool, here's what I'm gonna hit you with." It's like so you stew on the rebuttals, and it's kind of like it becomes like a dance. It's like a duel.
Yeah, it really
sort of
is.
Thing,
because you both kind of know the gist of what's coming up, but then it's who can be quicker.
Yeah,
in the
and it's
moment.
like, man, whatever haymaker like you think you have is going to hit so much harder. If we're working together, like that, we're gonna put on a 5-star match. Yeah, if we can just get along.
Yeah,
and it's weird because like you can watch guys that fucking hate each other in pro wrestling get in, and they still trust you. It might just because like that's the physical element. It's like we're literally taking each other's lives in our hands. So there's maybe just like on a another level that you can't understand. It's like no, like I love the sport, but. It doesn't work in comedy.
Yeah, I was gonna say it can get ugly. I've seen clips.
It can get
the clips
very,
on YouTube
very just brutal.
Yeah, and you got to think too. These are you know, with all due respect, deranged people, man. Comics are fucked up.
Yeah, feral.
So it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, people are ready to throw some shit. Like, in here is fucked up. If you want to fuck with me, yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready to throw some shit.
It is, I mean, yeah, it's the Coliseum.
Yeah.
It's the best. It's the closest thing to, you know, that element, that environment that you can get with it.
Yeah, I love it though.
It's my it's my favorite alternative form of because I mean I grew up on the Comedy Central roast, you know.
Yeah.
Like Pamela Anderson, Shatner, like that sort of thing.
We should figure out a way to
do
get
a dais roast.
Maybe not a roast. Like, what if we put? I'm thinking like. I'm trying to get, you know, we're talking like the violent side of things, people with the vitriol, whatever. If we put like a bunch of Milwaukee comics at like an Airbnb for like a month.
Oh.
And made them live together.
Do like a Love is Blind thing?
Yeah, dude. But like figure out something like Big Brother, ask like a couple challenges.
Right, yeah.
Like maybe there will be a couple roast challenges in the middle of it to like get immunity from a round. But then you get voted off.
Do like a bunch of like what is it, like two-legged race?
Yeah, dude, like some stupid games.
Like, have the spoon and the egg with the blindfold thing.
Oh god, and that would, because you got to think too, like comics, like there's gonna be, it'll be hilarious, like maybe how someone will be more athletic, other people won't have that athleticism, whatever. There'll be goofy shit with that, but then you're standing in a room with people that are quick enough to like immediately have some punchlines based on whoever is failing and how they're failing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That would be so fun, man.
Yeah. You see the banter. Yeah, the trailer for that is would pop.
That would be great.
That would be really good.
I just put that out there, so if someone does that, I want some credit.
I'd even love that as a sketch. That'd be great.
God, that would be good.
That'd be really
man.
fun.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's another thing. One weird thing about like the Milwaukee scene that I guess I'll say I admire, but like I don't know. I just wish like a lot of people like to strike out on their own. You know what I mean? Like like do stuff independently. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I've seen a lot of scenes. Like maybe it's just because like we're just not like, you know, quite on the population level or whatever like that, or exposure level to like, you know. So it's less high stakes or whatever. But I don't like you see like not as much collaboration. Like I'd say people like the roast production team like is one of the few, I think, examples where it's just like it's a collective group. But it's an admirable thing, but it's also like, man, I wish like I tell people all the time, man, I wish we had a guy to shoot sketches. You know what I mean? It's like I wish we had just had like that'd be awesome to just have like a rotating cast
sketches.
of sketch players, because like that's the one thing I do like. Any type of like different, you know, like comedic format, you know, roast battle, riffing, character roast, you know, like sketch hybrid type stuff, improv, whatever. And that's one thing that I think should be like exercised more.
You let me know. I will fucking. I would love to do some sketch
because like
comedy.
the scene is like finally like we're been building up big time. You know, like I mean, it's just you know, like everything, like the cream rises sort of or whatever. It's just like raise each other up sort of thing. So we caught wave of the boom, and now like we've had some people like new faces around for a few years that are really just starting to get, you know, like earn their stripes sort of thing. So like now that we have like a, you know, like a powerful, you know, like squad of people, it's like we should be it's like we could totally make this happen. It's like we could do, because shout out to my friend out of Madison, Sasha Rosser. She's one of the hardest fucking working producers I've ever seen in my life. She has so many cool, unique concepts, and maybe it's just because like Milwaukee's like not it's not due like demographic. I mean, it's age demographic. You know what I mean? Like certain shows, like I did a riff show that at a brewery in River West, because I was like, that could probably work. You know, it's gonna be you know, like it's gonna be left, like a lot of left leaning, intellectual, artsy type people. You know, like that are, they want like an alternative form of, you know, like entertainment, and like younger, and like that younger
they
crowd
could follow
who wants the interactive. They don't want to
to
just like hear, you know, they don't want to hear a guy just like flip a bow tie and like do like, you know, cornball 80s comedy. So it's just, I guess it's all just like based on location. Like they're just, I don't know, certain areas, certain neighborhoods, certain bars, you know, that just like it could only work at. But I think it works really well in kind of, you know, like a college town like Madison. I think like stuff like that could really like pop off.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I think that would be That's something Milwaukee needs, some sketch comedy.
Something like
let's make it happen.
A blending,
I
don't know, just like a blending of like the art forms would be like cool.
Yeah.
Like, also, probably one of the few people doing that is another local. Have you ever Sam Baroni?
No, I don't think I do.
He's I feel like producer. He runs a late night talk show sort of thing. He's probably one of the only people like doing something like very, very different, you know, right now. So it's like just cool shit like that. Like I love like that whole, just because just artist to artist, you can just really, I love playing like non-traditional comedy room, like music venues.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
And like those like variety shows, you know, because it's just like, oh yeah, it's like you guys can appreciate that from like you can see that it's like, oh, you can see the gears turning sort of thing, like or just even just like on a, it's like watching, it's like you watch somebody like struggle for like 7 minutes on a 10-minute set. It's like, fuck, man. It's like I've been there in some sort of way. I've been there with you.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think doing having that variety, it can be super beneficial. It can be exciting, inspiring as an artist, as a creative, right? Like to see other people in different avenues.
You flex different muscles. You get more exposure to like
multi-sport athlete, right? You're not just you don't get Tommy John
decathlon
because that's what happens. That's why there's so much more Tommy John now. It's because all these kids only play baseball all year round. That's a boomer take, and I kind of low key agree with. That's like, I don't think you have to play 3 sports if you don't want to play 3 sports, but like maybe do something else. Like don't just pitch 365 days a year.
Right. Don't put all your eggs in a basket.
Exactly. Yeah. Like you can do something else. I have a friend right now who's pissing me off. Like I still run a basketball gym every Sunday, and one of my buddies, he's like he's a few years younger than me, and so he's had his first like amateur boxing fight like a year ago or a year and a half ago, and he's like, I can't be coming to Sunday basketball anymore because I gotta focus on the fights. And I'm like, well, you got any lined up?
Yeah.
No. And I'm like, you can fucking hoop for 2-3 hours on a Sunday.
Yeah.
It's not going to stop you from being a fucking boxer.
If you don't have anything on the cards, then
you can fucking come play basketball. I don't know. I think it's silly. And if you're like the same thing, let's get these Milwaukee comics. You guys are all spending all your time and energy writing good shit. Let's fucking make some funny skits and whatnot. Bring some new people and reach a new audience. Maybe bring some new people to the city to see shows.
Definitely. I mean, like, because
that'd be cool.
I mean, social media has brought everything to the line, the limelight. Like, I mean, you wouldn't have. There are so many people that couldn't be touring without Instagram, without TikTok.
No, at all.
It's wild.
It's actually insane. I mean, it's the
same. They're able to self-produce YouTube specials and make money off of it. Like they're able to.
That's insane.
Yeah, they're able to pool all of their resources, everything they made, from podcasting, from like door deals at shows, or whatever, like merch, anything. Just literally the whole fucking pot, just put in, and they see a profit from it.
Yeah, it's
from a completely DIY thing. So
it's I do love that though.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, we could. It's like think about like Forces United, sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly, right. And you put a bunch of funny minds together, you're gonna come up with something good.
Yeah,
And the great part about sketch comedy that I think anybody who's a skilled stand-up would probably recognize is like, dude, when you go out on stage, like that is the game and your practice. Like it's like the same day, like you're doing the same thing. Your practice is literally the game. It'd be like if I didn't let you practice free throws ever, and it was like, all right, it's game 7 now, go make 2. The game's over. That's what stand-up is. Like you can only practice in front of people. Whereas a sketch, we're writing sketch comedy, you get some time, outtakes, you might fuck up. We can do that over and over and over again.
Right.
So it's almost, I don't know, flexing a different muscle. And if I was a stand-up, like I feel like it would almost be, I don't want to say easier because it's a different thing, but less high stakes, man. And if we don't like it, you just delete.
Yeah.
Go back to writing the stand-up.
It's just it just gets buried in the algo.
Who cares, man? Yeah,
it's just
cool.
it'd be cool just like to just throw more shit at the wall, see what sticks, sort of thing.
Dude, I'm down for that. So I'm glad we put that out there. Hopefully, maybe we'll spam some other comics after this and they'll see it. In current event stuff or just like news before I know we've just passed the hour mark here. Have you heard, I don't know if you know of the game Slenderman. Have you heard of Slenderman?
Yeah. I'm not familiar with the video game?
The video game. Yeah, there's a video game. You catch you try to find the notes, and the Slenderman, the tall, skinny guy's chasing you. Years ago, back when I was a freshman in high school, there was the Slenderman stabbing. I don't know if you'd heard of this.
You lived,
This was in Wisconsin. I didn't live nearby. It was I think it was much northern, much more northern than I was. But these two girls, for people that don't know, they thought they found something on their dad's laptop about Slenderman. Like he was like kind of looking into like the lore of it. They ended up believing that as like, oh, we need to sacrifice a friend to Slenderman. So they like brought a friend of theirs on a walk and then like stabbed the shit out of her however many times, and she ended up living.
It was like what? Like one of them was like 10 and one of them was like 6 or something.
Yeah, I think
like
they were
that?
like it was like 5th grade, like like pretty young. I mean like scary shit.
That was like that was one of those insane like internet controversy things. It's like, oh, like wow, like that came to fruition. Sort of thing.
That is insane. Yeah, and so I just remember my friends and I, we like loved Slender. We played Slender all the time. I remember like we had like our English teacher in high school being like, "This is the creators of that game should be held liable," and all this other like whack job shit. But
the old video games make kids violent.
Yeah, it was like the stupidest shit ever. I'm like, man, I love that game, and I, I'm not stabbing anybody, but fast forward,
it's like, I don't know, cathartic.
Yeah, fast forward, you can get it out of your system in the game, Fast forward years and years, we were covering. She was trying to get out a couple years back, so they put both of those girls got like, I think one of them is forever. Like I don't think she has a chance of even ever getting out of the Winnebago like institution, and the other one was on like a 25-year sentence, and she's trying to appeal it, or at least this was like 2 or 3 years ago because we covered it on the podcast. She was trying to appeal it to get out early on like good behavior because she hasn't done anything, whatever. And apparently there's been an update on that it looks like there's a chance she might be bouncing. So we do have this pulled up here.
Hell yeah, dude.
Slenderman stabbing assaulter. I'm gonna say assault to be released from mental health facility. Can you scroll down a little bit here? Yeah. So she has to go in front of the judge still. She's 22 now.
She's 22.
She was 12. And this is my thing is like,
imagine that Tinder profile.
God, dude. If she gets out, bro, I'm finding the Instagram. Yeah. She's gonna be sitting across from me. In
like if I match with her on Bumble, it's like I'm not even letting her make the first move.
No, dude, insane. So what does it say there? She's convicted. She was found not guilty for a mental disease, right? So that's what like the whole thing.
Pleading insanity thing.
Yeah. So she got off the 40 years. She doesn't have the 40 because she's not. She's saying the argument is she's not insane. But I like here's what confuses me. Like maybe this person is not showing like psychopathic tendencies. I don't know. How do you get a job?
Yeah.
How can we allow this person back? Like, I don't want to be like, oh, no one gets a second chance, but you stabbed the fuck out of a 10-year-old. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like what?
She gets like a job at Quick Trip. That's like an FX series right there,
dude. Like I don't know. Like, and that's what she's like. And she said because we broke down like her case when she was trying to get out originally a couple of years ago, and she was like, I can't do any more healing here. Like I've already. Like, I'm good. I'm not crazy like these other people. Like, am I just going to sit here and rot? And I'm like, yeah, kind of. I hope. Yeah. Like,
maybe, sweetie.
Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. And she says, at this point, who is this? This is the judge, right? The psychologist. Oh, the psychologist says, at this point, I am in favor or in support of, what is that? I can't say. Of the petition for release. Specifically, I don't think she currently... Sorry, I'm so far away right now. Poses a significant risk of substantial harm to herself or to others. And okay, I don't. Yeah, that's her, I guess. Yeah, take a good look because she's gonna be on the podcast in a couple weeks. If she gets out.
Gotta get her,
dude. Could you? Well, I mean, what the fuck, dude? That is like. But so, and here's my thing is like. The other girl, they're not even they're not even entertaining the chance. So it's like, what did they go like based off who had more stabs?
Yeah.
Like,
is it a numbers game? Punches landed?
Yeah. Like, how did we determine like did she not stab her as many times or like? I don't know. And so I don't know. But I got me thinking.
How do you John Madden that one?
Yeah.
Like,
and
break the play down.
Exactly. And so it got me thinking like how do you bring somebody back like that? Like how do you? Or what do you do with someone like that?
What's the soft launch back into society sort of thing?
Yeah. Like, what do we do? Is it a podcast with me maybe? Is that her? That's her.
That's probably how.
I'm just
kidding.
I don't think it hurt. I'm putting that out there right now.
It hurt.
She'd have to live in a group home first. Yeah. Okay.
Probably have some fancy, expensive ankle jewelry.
Yeah. Yeah. Probation for a number of years, hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're her... do you
Gotta
want to
get her
leave?
fingernails clipped, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know, man. I feel like, I mean, I guess I wouldn't want to hang out in like an insane asylum all the time either. But if I was normal and I was just like in jail and like, dude, you're not gonna be for that case. Like, you're not gonna be able to get any jobs.
No.
Like, would you rather like live in a dumpster and work at Quick Trip for the next, the rest of your life, or
Right.
just be taken care of? They're gonna give you 3 meals a day. Like, you're gonna.
I mean, yeah,
I don't
she's
know.
probably living in a high profile prison too.
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
like, yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's like if you really want to fight it from the inside, sister. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like just I don't know. I really don't know. It's something I had to bring just as a follow up because we've covered it on the
Yeah.
show. So she might be getting out soon, guys, and that's Waukesha. It's a Waukesha.
She's gonna have a sketch group with Casey Anthony in like 3 weeks.
Dude, for real, bro. Dude, Casey Anthony is like
I
making
know.
TikToks.
They're coming back.
She's making TikToks, bro. It's insane.
It was, I thought like when OJ was back on Twitter, I was like, all right, man, let's have some fun. I think he started something there, and it's just like, no, it's getting out of control.
That's why I cannot take anybody seriously. That's like cancel culture is out of control.
Yeah.
Like it's like genuine. When you hear like conservatives talk about like cancel, it's like, dude,
Nobody's canceled anymore.
You don't get like look at our president, bro.
Yeah.
He's been canceled a
Yeah.
million times. He's the president. You don't get to become the president
Yeah.
if it matters.
It's almost like it's a badge of honor to
Yeah.
to crowds that I don't like to entertain.
I was just saying, there's certain crowds that like respect you more for
Yeah.
that, and it's like,
yeah, a lot of people like have garnered, gotten that in the backlash. They've brought
some
new
of them
eyes.
do it purposefully. Like it's like almost you see comics or you see even social media or actors that like fall off. They haven't had a big movie in years, and then all of a sudden they go
They'll just
the
they'll
alt-right.
go that one way.
Yeah, I mean Russell Brand, fucking this guy's insane.
Rob Schneider, another
Yeah,
guy.
Rob Schneider. Yeah, dude, it's like these guys they just like fall off and they're like, oh, I need some relevancy.
Yeah,
This audience is pretty easy to tap into.
I mean, like they make it that whole thing of just like, oh, you can't take a joke anymore. It's like, no, it's just like just do the joke and see if I can take it.
Yeah,
Like, just,
yeah. Make it funny.
Yeah, like
you can say whatever you want. You literally could say whatever you want.
It
if
is
it's
like
funny.
I am one of those like people that is like, man, it is hard. Like I can find something offensive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just on a human level. It's like that is like I'll just flag on the play. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But like for me to just be like just for that to burn me up, it takes a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, it's insane.
it's a holy shit.
Have you heard the new Kanye song?
No,
The
I've
new snippet? It's
no.
insane. I refuse to listen
yeah.
to his shit, but I'll get like a
I feel
TikTok.
like I feel like I gotta. He's like at least 10% of my liked songs on Spotify, and I'm like I may have to do a purge.
Dude, it's hard. I will say I do have to, like, sometimes depending on who I'm in the car with, I do have to just hit skip real fast.
Yeah.
And that song, all the lights, you hear the dun,
Right,
turn it.
yeah.
Sorry guys. Sorry. I
Yeah.
totally don't love that song.
For
Not
sure.
that one
Yeah.
either.
It's not a hype. It's
Not
not a hype
can't
track.
tell me nothing. Oh,
Yeah.
no, just
It's not a
skip it.
walk through the tunnel song at all.
Yeah, no. So, but dude, we have to pull up the lyrics. We don't have to play the song, but you have to. If you haven't heard the lyrics,
Is it?
it's insane.
Yeah.
and it's why I love.
It's no Scoobity Poop.
No. The whoopity scoop poop
Whoopity
is
scoop.
better than this. Just look up new Kanye snippet lyrics. They're insane. We might get taken down for even just showing them. That's what people. I love when people are like, "You got to separate the art from the artist." It's like, yeah, man, I can listen to I Wonder. I can listen to Graduation and be like, okay, this has nothing to do with being a Nazi. But this next one, I literally it's
That
in the
one's
music.
I can't separate. That one's one pretty tight.
Yeah, it's like he's wearing the outfit. He's singing what they would be singing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's not a Broadway musical. Like
I think so. Page not found. Genius. You pull up the lyrics for it. It says page not found. Look up. So he starts it off by saying, maybe we can just type this in and it'll come up. What the fuck does he say? He says, they call me a bully. I'm anti-Semitic fully. Is like the first line, and then it goes into he gets back into his Hitler bag, name drops him specifically. It's pretty good.
a lot of people are gonna pay the 50 cents to read the rest of those lyrics or whatever. Newspaper rules.
Bully. Okay, yeah. I think so. Let's see. Where are you from, gang?
Serotonin, good. He's got it.
Let's see. Keep the cameras on. No, are you seeing? You know the lyrics. I've showed you the clip. I don't think this is it. They said that. Oh wait, there it is. Wait. Fully compromised. What is this? No, this isn't it, bro. Fuck, man. I'm just gonna pull it up on TikTok right now. I'm gonna play it into the microphone. Fuck it. Maybe we'll get copyright claim. But yeah, dude, it's insane, and it's like every time I think it can't get worse with him, it does.
Yeah, he's a real
he
crystal clear element or whatever example of false bottoms, dude.
yeah, dude. He is it bully?
I'm glad there's no footage of me like saying Kanye's a genius 12 years ago. That's the thing. I'm glad I'm millennial because
there's plenty.
That's one of those things. Like that would be wrong. That would taste bad. I'd go down like a bitter pill.
Yeah,
there's footage of me defending Kanye.
Oh, dude, yeah. That's what sucks. I've got it. I've got myself on tape. Okay, we've got the lyrics up here. Can we yeah, make it bigger so I can read these with some Okay, let's see here. Yeah, so
oh yeah, okay, yeah.
They telling me that I am a bully.
These are the right ones.
Yeah, they telling me that I am a bully. I'm anti-Semitic fully. They saying I'm acting like Hitler. But how am I acting like Hitler when I am a effing, and he says it with the hard R. Like, and he exaggerates it in the song, man. It is hilarious. I will play it for you afterwards. It's actually hilarious how he says it.
God.
Like, it's like, how is this a real thing? This is they telling me get off of Twitter.
God, he hit him with the A minor.
Yeah, dude, like that hard. He goes, they telling me get off of Twitter. I voted for Trump, not Biden. Know some N-words that went to that island. Why the fuck would you go to that island? What?
Man. Where he's really trying to find like the edge of the earth with every like there's got to be like
it's like
it's got to be like a human experiment of like how do I ostracize myself from all of society? You know what I mean? Like how do I push how do I push off even the most extreme on that side?
Yeah, it's actually insane. He finds new ways to reinvent his hatred, his racism. I don't think he believes any of it, to be honest with you. I think he literally just says it because he knows it's hurtful, and he's like, I know people will have to not like me, so maybe it is just him. I don't know.
Like it was, man. There was a cutoff point where it was just like it's people who like watching car crash videos. You know what I mean? It's like man, this one's getting brutal.
Yeah. You're like, I can watch a car crash. I'm not gonna watch like a 12 car pile up and see the families like crawl out on fire.
I'm not gonna watch a nuclear plant explosion.
I
don't vibe with those as much.
Yeah, I like seeing a bicycle like flip over in a movie. I don't need to see someone get decapitated. Jesus Christ.
Right.
Yeah, man, that's good stuff. Shout out to Kanye, I guess.
Oh my God,
it's great. It's great. Everything's good here. Is there any? I
can't wait for those lyrics to be TikTok drops.
Oh yeah, dude, it's gonna be insane. Is there anything we didn't get to today? Is there anything on your mind that we need to put out into the ether before we wrap?
No, we covered a lot.
We did. We were all over the place.
Yeah.
I know. You've got plenty of stuff coming up, I'm sure. We've got your Instagram linked below, so if they want to keep in touch with you there. Is there anything else you want to plug before we wrap?
The Badgerland Comedy Festival is next month. For anybody in statewide, anywhere from like Beloit to all the way to Mauston, Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Like the Dells area. So
awesome.
it'll be all over the place. A lot of local talent, nationwide. People coming through, some like really big up and coming headliners, like some people you'll see in a Variety article, probably maybe in the next couple of years potentially thing.
That's sick, man.
But it's a lot of fun. I'm excited for that. Like comedy festivals are the shit, just like the meeting of the minds there, just like nationwide.
Probably get to meet a ton of comics.
And it's like people, and it's like and it's like people from Chicago too, or like like other parts of the state that I don't know very well. It's like can have like
otherwise wouldn't meet, right?
Right, yeah. It's like, oh, we might not cross paths. Like it's like it might take a long time for us to be on the same lineup together. So that's gonna be pretty cool. Stuff, I don't know, like shows. I'll be doing stuff probably all summer long. Stuff takes a dip, but October 4th is the big one.
Yeah, excellent, man.
So So
You got your hands full, man. And I'm
we're
excited
doing,
for you.
yeah, we're doing big things, man. I'm not doing big things. I'm taking a backseat to everything and watching the coach call the play.
Yeah.
My fiance is big, and like she worked at a venue as a manager, so she's big into wedding planning, and she's done it freelance. So yeah, she had everything. She had everything just like plugged in. She's like, I just need to light the match.
Yeah, she had it all ready to go. That's awesome,
yeah,
man.
her magnum opus, dude.
This is it, man.
Yeah,
well, thank you
so
for
it'll be
taking
really
the
fun.
time,
Thank
dude.
you so much.
Appreciate you being
Yeah,
on and hanging
appreciate it,
out with
brother.
us. I want to say thank you quickly to everybody who tuned in live, as well as people that are going to be listening or viewing days after over on Spotify or here on YouTube. Also want to say a quick shout out to our patrons. They should be up on the screen now if you guys are interested in getting behind the scenes access to extra podcasts, extra videos, as well as a series where I break down how I mix, master, write, record every single one of my songs. Go to patreon.com/Darren Rita, and you can help support the channel for as little as $1. With what else we got to? We got to plug Alpine House 2 for sponsoring the episode. Shout out to them. Thank you for sponsoring another episode. That's at Alpine House 2 on
Melted by now
Instagram.
for them.
Yeah, we got to get a new picture from you guys. Shout out to them for sponsoring another episode, though. And with all that being said, this has been the 299th episode of the Detox Podcast. I will see you guys next week for the big 300. We got a huge guest coming in. I'm very excited. I will see you guys